welcome back, and today we're going to continue our look at the Asustor mobile apps. Today we're going to look at AiFoto right here, and before we go any further, it's worth highlighting a few things straight off the bat. One, that is a cat on my lap in the top right picture. That's Tammy the kitten, very tiny indeed. Second thing, as you can see from this screen here, we aren't going to be using the internet today. We're only accessing this NAS over the network. So don't be surprised if that does cause the odd issue during the course of this video, but that is done because one, I don't want any annoying notifications during the course of this video, and two, a lot of users buy a NAS as a private network cloud server. So I wanted to show you guys exactly how these apps work to their best or to their weakest, if you will, when only using the network and not the internet for security's sake. So we're using the Nimbustor 4. We're just going to log into that Nimbustor 4 in the background, and now we've got access to the photos on our NAS. For those that watch my AI data video, you'll know that I wasn't hugely bowled over with the file management tool, but there are a few Asustor apps that more than make up for it. Now what you're looking at here on screen are all four of the photo albums that I've installed on this Nimbustor NAS. The more albums you create, the more photos that the NAS will be able to access. Now, this app, along with all the other apps here, are available completely for free, all on Android, and most of them on iOS. I think there's only one, maybe two exceptions overall. Now, as stated, this app is about accessing and enjoying the photos on your NAS, as well as synchronizing with your local phone or tablet or any Android system in this case, but of course it all depends on the mobile device you use. If we go to settings, we can look at individual photos such as instant upload, which allows us to instantly upload any photo taken on this phone directly to our Asustor NAS. I'm not going to enable it, but that's a nice option to have going forward that surprisingly less NAS brands have than you would think, given that most Google phones and indeed iOS devices upload photos directly to their respective cloud accounts when they sequence and index their albums. I think it's impressive that this option is available and installable from a third-party NAS. Now, you can change the quality of photos when they're viewed, because for those that watch my file manager tool video, the AI data video, will know that I was a little uninspired by the thumbnail generation and the fact that the photos, when you first click them, were all a bit low res. This gives you the ability to adapt the viewing quality of photos as you go. Obviously, that will be affected by network speeds and the NAS's strength during thumbnail generation. So for now, I'm going to leave it at normal quality. Carrying on, we can of course create a pass lock for our device to make sure that anyone that gets hold of our mobile device can't just immediately get into our photos, and other instructions such as how to set the device up and what things do. So let's make our way back. Now, we're going to go through this in several stages. First, we're going to look at the photos on our NAS, these albums. So let's look at Taiwan and Hong Kong. These are 82 pictures from that trip. Now, let's go for this one here of me trying to sleep / trying to eat noodles on a plane. Now, this image sadly hasn't opened up first time. I kind of hoped that photo would be readily available. Next, let's try a different photo. Let's go for the Taiwanese skyline. And again, we're not seeing anything on screen there. Little disappointing, gotta say. Let's try another one. No, nothing on screen yet. So, moving from here, a little disappointing so far that these photos haven't instantly been made readily available to us to view on the app device. Now, that might be because of the screen recording software, but I don't think that's the case because it's never happened before. But at least from here, we can make changes to photos throughout. So say we want to edit this file here. We can then choose lots of different options within the app, but I'm still disappointed by the fact those photos don't open readily. Now they're quite big files, to defend them ever so slightly. But if we try a different album here, we're still not getting any photos readily available from that NAS, despite the fact that we are reliably connected to it, and these things should be a lot quicker than this. So we're going to come back to that at the end of the video to see if things have changed, but we could look at some of these options. Obviously, the ability to edit things like the file name and playlists and stuff like that are readily available. Uploading and downloading photos, very straightforward indeed, as well as the ability to rotate, which is surprisingly rare when it comes to photos on a NAS. So I quite like that option. I just wish I could see the photos. And then of course you've got tagging that you can apply to different devices and different albums all the way through. Now, what I think is quite cool is this ability to automatically upload a photo from this user interface. So what we're going to do is, I'm in a soundproof room right now, or not soundproof, but sound dampened, and we're going to give this app the ability to take a photo of me right now. Now this should upload this picture to the NAS for us. Now we're going to leave that to do its thing in the background, and then from there we're going to make our way back into all of these different options readily available to us. Now, presumably it has a default directory where these photos go into that we'll search for later on, but for now, let's go through some of these options. Now, we can browse files and folders on the NAS if we so choose. We can go through different albums if they've already been placed in readily made albums, and we can even access the local folders on our mobile device, such as here. So if we look at these photos here, this is a picture of my cat on my lap from many years ago. Look at that adorable critter. I think she was barely 12 to 14 weeks old. And what I think is immediate to me is the fact that that photo opened up first time. Now, we can choose to upload this photo to the NAS. We can rotate the photo if we so choose. We can do all of those little options from earlier on. Let's upload this file to the NAS. And then we're going to create a new folder. Just going to call this one Test. And we'll give it public permissions, and we'll give it all the privileges we need. We'll let everyone read and upload if they so choose. So we're going to create that album. We're going to select that to upload our photo into, and then that will change and add that photo to the test album. But again, not feeling like it's hugely responsive right now. So if we try to do one more, we click test, we click the tick, and we still don't feel like we're getting much here. But we'll come out of that to see if that's a notification issue. Now again, all of these are different albums on my phone right now to upload files and folders from. And if we go back to the browsing, we can see the test folder's been created, but still no versions of that photo that we've updated. So again, not great straight off the bat. Now, if we were able to see these photos, which apparently at the moment we're not being given full access to. Let's try another photo there. Nope, still no luck. We can press and hold and create options to download this photo. So let's download this one. And we'll download this to my local album. We're going to stick this just in the, let's go for that Facebook album as before. Click tick. And now it's saying that file has been added to my download tasks. So it's there in the background. And now if we make our way back into the local album, we can see that that photo has now been downloaded to my phone. But again, it seems that this app's not running as smooth as one would like. And although we can now access that file because it's on my local machine, so it's definitely handling and accessing those files, there is the download task in the background, it's still not hugely impressive that these things haven't happened as intuitively or as smoothly as one would like. If we go back to browsing those albums there, we're still not seeing that file go into the test. So say we'll take one more picture and upload it into that album. For some reason it's reversing that camera. Let's go there. And now we're going to see it says one file added to the upload tasks. If we go over to the upload task or the tasks area, we can see that that upload is happening there in the background. But that is not a big file. I would have expected that to be a little bit quicker than what that gave us. And one would also notice that we've already done some work already, and there's that file finally. But again, we've clicked it and it's taken a few extra seconds, but now that file is readily available. For those watching this that have wondered, oh, you didn't give it enough of a chance to open that photo from before, let's open a file from Brighton Pride, and I'm going to select a picture. Let's face it, what does the internet want? The internet, or obviously the internet wants people, but what we're going to go for is this picture of breakfast pizza and pastries. Let's count, starting now, how long it takes to open this picture. 1, 2, 3, 4. It took just over 4 seconds for that file to open. which again isn't fantastic. One would want something a tad quicker than that, to be perfectly honest. Let's go for this file here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, it's about the same time. But how about if we try to reopen a file we've already accessed once? 1, 2, 3, 4. About the same time, not a huge difference, which to me is kind of disappointing that it hasn't at least cached these files in some way. Now, the AiFoto application may not be the quickest, but it's definitely better than what a lot of the third tier NAS brands are putting out there right now. I'm not going to say I'm completely 100% bowled over by this app. What I will say is that at the very least, it does do what it says it will do. It just seems to take a little bit longer than most doing it. This has been AiFoto, the Asustor NAS application. Next up, we will be looking at AI Music, which is the music enjoying application, which once again is a little better than the last one. And if you guys are looking at these videos and you want to know the best app, wait for my AI Master video. That is by far the best one. But thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this. If you've got any requests for mobile apps in the future, do let me know. I try to revisit this subject every 12 to 18 months because the apps change quite a lot and quite fast in line with the NAS themselves. So click like and subscribe to stay notified and click the little bell icon for notifications. But hope you've enjoyed this. See you next time. Toodle pip.